Hi, I'm Nik Jassmin Hew, and like you, I love books. I love books for many reasons, one of which is through books, I get to learn about other people, their culture, and their way of life. With that in mind, I have chosen to read this book. The title is The Mango Tree, and it's written by a friend of mine who comes from a small island called Singapore. Her name is Hidayah Amin, and it is illustrated by Idris Ali. What I love about this book is that through this book, I actually got to learn one Javanese word and a whole lot about Malay Muslim culture in Singapore. I think it's really important that we learn about each other's culture so that we can understand each other better and actually respect one another. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin. Wedok Cik Timah? Wedok. That's the Javanese word. Wedok actually means girl. Wedok Cik Timah? It's a girl, Madam Timah. The bidan cried out to Nenek, my grandmother. A bidan is a midwife, a traditional Malay midwife who helps mothers while they give birth. Right. Finally, her first grandchild after many years of waiting. Nenek went to the kitchen. She had saved a mango seed from last night's dinner. The Malays use the mango in a lot of our cuisine. We make mango salad, mango dessert, and many other delicious food. Dressed in her baju kebaya, Nenek went to the garden in front of our house. She dug up the soil and placed a mango seed deep in the soil. Hadiah ini untukmu, Cik Ida. This gift is for you, Cik Ida. My family calls me Cik Ida. My name is Nur Hidayah, which means the light that guides. Isn't that lovely? Her name means the light that guides. When I was born, Abba, my father, whispered the azan into my right ear. He hoped that I would grow up to be a good Muslim girl. I was born in Gedung Kuning, or the Yellow Mansion, in Kampung Glam in Singapore. Our family had lived in the house since 1912. There were aunts, uncles, grandparents, and cousins living with us. As many as 30 people lived in the house at one time. Sometimes we quarreled, but most times we lived happily as one big Malay family. I was born on 28th July 1972. At that time, most babies were born in hospitals and no longer at home. Amma, my mother, was worried that I might be swapped in the hospital. She had heard tales of people exchanging baby girls for baby boys. Although Amma did not know the gender of her baby, she wanted her child to be born in the same house that she was born in. Isn't that lovely to be born in the same house as your mother? Within 7 days of my birth, a cukur rambut ritual was held. Amma carried me in her arms and introduced me to the people who came. Several elderly visitors shaved off my hair. The locks were put into a bowl of water. Then Abba weighed the locks and donated its weight in gold to give to the poor. The ritual was done to show our gratitude to God. A year after I was born, I had a brother named Hadi. Hadi went through the cukur rambut ritual too. But I wondered why Nenek did not plant any tree for Hadi. I love my brother very much. When he was born, he was so tiny that he looked like a helpless little bird that made its nest on my mango tree. Hadi and I enjoyed playing in the garden. Sometimes we helped Nenek water my mango tree. We recycled the water that was used to wash rice grains. My mango tree grew with the passing years. Its branches spread out and held the leaves proudly. The tree even grew taller than me. My mango tree was home to many animals. Birds made nests high up on its branches. They conversed with each other in high-pitched voices. Chip, 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 chip. Karanga or weaver ants also lived on the tree. They looked like little red soldiers marching up and down the branches in unison. Once, I splashed a pail of water to shoo the kurunga away from my tree. Nenek scolded me. She said that we must be kind to all creatures. Nenek told me that the kurunga were good for my tree. Fruit trees that shelter kurunga produce strong leaves and bear sweet, juicy fruits. Yum, 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 yum. Nenek often plucked the ripe mangoes to give to friends and neighbours. Mangga ini mangga Cik Ida, she would say. These are Cik Ida's mangoes. I beamed with pride every time people talked about my mangoes. One of them even said that they were as sweet as I was. My giving mango tree, its bark, fruit and seed help protect us against illnesses such as diarrhea and diabetes. Besides the mango tree, we had a banana tree, a papaya tree and a rambutan tree. Sometimes we climbed on the branches of the rambutan tree and plucked the ripe rambutan. I sensed that my mango tree was a little jealous. How I wish the branches of my mango tree were big enough to hold us. But not all trees are the same. Hadi and I liked sitting below the mango tree and daydreaming. We would look up at the cotton candy clouds of various shapes and sizes that passed idly by. Tengok, macam pudding caramel mak. Look, it's like Emak's caramel pudding. Whenever it rained, Hadi and I would splash on the puddles of water and run around, not caring about raindrops. The unhappy Emak demanded we come in the house that very instant. As I toweled myself dry, I looked out at the mango tree. The tree got to shower too. It was the last few nights before we celebrate Idul Fitri. Idul Fitri is Hari Raya Idul Fitri that comes after a full month of fasting in Ramadan. I was too excited to sleep, so I tiptoed out to the garden to say hello to my tree. Suddenly, I felt a certain calmness and quietness in the garden. It was not even cold as it would normally be. I saw that the branches of my mango tree drooped as if it was praying. Why did my otherwise proud tree bow humbly to the ground that night? That night must be a special night. One day, my Uncle Wa'ala bought a swing that he placed beneath the mango tree. Hadi, my cousins and I spent many hours on the swing. We sang songs, chatted and played games under the shade of my mango tree. Nenek always reminded us not to stomp the ground when we played on. Tanah bernyawa juga. The ground breathes too. Think of the roots beneath, she added. Hadi and I put our ears to the ground and apologized to the roots. Nenek said roots are the source of energy for the tree. Without strong roots, the tree would die. Years later, I learned that the Iranians would plant a date tree whenever a child was born. Even in Germany, it was a custom to plant a pear tree for a girl and an apple tree for a boy. How similar some of our customs are. The tree represents fertility and growth. I remember running to my tree each time I was upset or got a scolding. I would sit beneath and complain how unfair life was. I wish my tree was like the faraway tree in Enid Blyton's books. How exciting it would be to escape to a faraway land above the tree. My mango tree always listened. Its leaves would rustle with the breeze as if comforting me and telling me that things would be all right. In October 1989, I received the President's Guide Award at the Istana. It was one of the happiest days in my life as I was the first Malay girl to receive the prestigious award. When my parents and I reached home, Nenek was waiting for us in the garden. I hugged her and told her about my experience. Nenek glanced at my mango tree and said, "Kita tumpang gembira, Cik Ida. We share your joy, Cik Ida." In August 1999, the government took Gedung Kuning away. Our family had to leave the house that we had called home for 87 years. I was heartbroken as I had to leave my birthplace and my beloved mango tree. The stone eagle at the gate whispered, "Don't worry, Cik Ida. I'll look out for your tree." After leaving Gedung Kuning, I was busy working and even studied in America. One day, as I was traveling to South Dakota in America, I stared at the barren landscape. I thought that something was amiss. How beautiful would the landscape be if there was a tree? I suddenly missed my mango tree. One day in April 2012, the people who took care of my tree assured me that my tree would not be chopped down. I was relieved. My mango tree was a living proof of a Malay tradition. Small in trunk size it might be, but full of memories it held. Sadly, a month short of its 40th birthday, I found out that my healthy mango tree had been chopped down. Why chop it down? I asked. Could we not save the tree? Maybe we could move it somewhere else. Oh, how I cried and cried. Nothing remained at the site. No roots, no mangoes, no tree. A wise man once said, a people without the knowledge of their past, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. The tree is symbolic of our heritage. The roots of the tree signify our foundation, our past history. Without the past, we will have no future. The death of my mango tree reminded me how temporary things are in this world. That is why it is very important to preserve our heritage, as once it is lost, we can never get it back. Alas, Nenek's mango tree for me is no more. But I could always plant mango trees for my children. Sad story, but life goes on, and let's learn more about each other and about ourselves and continue to respect each other. Until the next time, see you again.
Lat Tali Lat.